Welcome, listeners, to the Gamer Headlines Show. Gamer Headlines is a weekly entertainment podcast. This is episode 37. I'm one of your co-hosts, Adnan Reyes. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Chris Cortez.
Hello, hello.
And this week we have a reoccurring guest. So Alan has rejoined us this week.
It's here.
All right, guys. Well,
Rest
welcome.
in peace.
Yeah, dude. Well, we're back. We have a guest. We're good to go. All right, man. Adnan, my friend, and Alan, my friend. Talk nerdy to me, fellas. Let's start with you, Adnan. What's been happening since last podcast, my friend?
I don't know, but I'm fucking dying right now. It's 29 degrees and there's a heat wave.
Can I say really quickly? I was trying to convince Adnan off podcast, dude, give a monologue on how much you hate the weather you have, and you're like, no, I can't put it into words. You're like, it just sucks, man.
I can't. It's too warm. Jesus Christ. No, but I haven't actually done anything in the last week or so. It's just been really ridiculous. But I did get around to watching Scream, the TV series, as it's called. The unimaginative name it's been given. But yeah, I got to watch it last night. I read some terrible reviews about it online.
So did I. That
that
IGN one. That's all I have to say.
So I even decided to watch it despite seeing terrible reviews. You know what? It is literally like MTV trash. You know, that MTV trash that you had in the early 2000s. It's literally like that. There's no... I can't really put into like words how shit it is, really. Because when you take like a concept of Scream, it has its moments, but it's just like there's just someone thought, you know what, let's put a slasher craze together and like kind of go where we can. It goes from trying to be Scream to being Scream 4, which is like detrimental in itself. Mm-hmm. I understand that it has to advance itself because Scream was like the 90s iconic thriller and it had like the you know the mobile phones, and you had
right.
Well, more the classic mobile phones, and you had the VHS store that Randy works in, and just like that kind of, you know, that 90s nostalgia, but you have to upgrade it. This is just really kind of like a shitty slasher film where you watch it, you don't care about any of the characters. The killer is just pointless. It just seems to go in like a one loop story where you can kind of like lose interest within 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wasn't really impressed at all.
Do you think it kind of like captures the essence? Is it like a really bad like TV movie
like
of the week?
Inbetweeners US version.
Oh my god! Okay, I've never seen the Inbetweeners thing, but I have. Like you, yeah, you guys have both seen it, and I have read stuff on it, and it has been nothing but so. Okay, so then it's pretty clear the Scream. So you think even with the pilot, you don't think there's any potential for it to go beyond that? Because like I some pilots suck, and then if you watch like 2 or 3 episodes afterwards, it gets progressively better. Do you feel like there's nothing there that it could like get bigger on or anything?
It's not like Supergirl.
Right.
Which I did watch a few weeks ago. That has substance there.
Okay.
I don't think people came down too heavy on Supergirl. I think it's not as bad.
Right.
Hey,
it's a bit
Jimmy Olsen.
What?
What's that?
Hey, you're Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, is that from the pilot?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like she is personified a little bit too much, like really girly. But I mean, like that can be like looked over.
Right.
But no, it doesn't really have that kind of substance where I'm like, you know what, Penguin eating a sandwich and maybe like something can happen of it, which didn't happen.
But Penguin eating the sandwich made Gotham, for the record, at least for me. I thought
it was Gotham's reckoning.
That was my favorite scene of the. I did not like that show at all. To whoever does, that's fine. It just wasn't my thing. But that was like the greatest piece of TV history. I had to put that out there. That was amazing. He really went for that sandwich, dude. He murdered a man for it. I mean, that says a lot.
Man's gotta eat when man's gotta eat.
Well, that's a shame because I know I love Scream. It's how the mighty have fallen, Like the original movie was like a cult icon, and was like this grand, view on it. It just seems like Scream 4 was not as good, and it's a shame that the TV show seems to be like even worse than Scream 4 from what you're saying. So
I mean Scream was a piece of its time. I just don't think it went past that. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Because it was unique. It's kind of one of those films where it really had like a sequel syndrome, where it progressively became bad almost.
Yeah, that sucks. All right, well, for me, since last podcast, not a whole lot, man. A lot of it I'm saving for future projects and stuff. But today I did read the conclusion to the Star Wars Princess Leia comic miniseries that started a couple of months ago. I think it started in March, and it was a 5-issue miniseries that was set immediately after the events of A New Hope. And when I mean immediately, it's like right after Luke and Han get their medals, and Chewie's like, grrr, and everyone starts clapping and shit. And it's basically like a miniseries that follows Leia looking for survivors of the planet Alderaan that got blown up and stuff. And I thought there was so much potential in that story. I was really excited about it because I'm like, man, we've never really seen Leia get her own, like, be in the spotlight, like. She really hasn't, gotten to do anything, and I thought that's a cool idea. I want to see how it turns out. Well, the comic concluded. The 5th issue came out, so I feel like I can give my opinions on it. Dude, it kind of sucked. It was such a bad miniseries.
Really?
Yeah, man. It was, oh god, it was so bad. It basically it began really strong with Leia and like what her place is with a lot of the remember that dude who has like the really big beard in A New Hope, and he's the one that's like he's telling them how to destroy the Death Star. He's like, the shaft is rail shielded, and you have to fire a proton torpedo. And they're like, you can't hit that. And Luke's like, I can. I shot Womp Rats. During that guy, he's
16.
Yeah, he talks about he tells Leia like, oh, you can't go out, you can't like be in the actual front lines, like you surviving the Death Star was like, oh god. Like, that was just, like, a spurt. Like, that was luck. But we can't have you do that. You have to be just our face, our figurehead, but not actually doing anything military-like. And then Leia's basically like, fuck you, I'm going to go save my people, and sneaks out. And you're like, that's a cool premise. But it just gets boring. She basically, in each issue, goes to a new planet, talks to people you don't care about, moves on to the next planet, does the same thing. And then in the conclusion, she basically gives a really epic speech about Alderaan. It's really beautiful. And then, it just continues being kind of like mediocre, and then it ends. And I don't know. I mean, I'm happy that she got her own spotlight, but at the same time, I really wish that they would have done something different. Because now that's it. They've kind of told the story, and there's not really anything else to it. Also, they indicate that Princess is like how Queen Amidala, it's like an elected title. It's not like actual royalty. Apparently Princess Leia, that's an elected title as well. And at the end of the comic, spoilers, but at the end of the comic, someone else gets elected Princess of Alderaan. So I'm like, so she's not even a princess anymore, technically? Like, that's kind of stupid. So, like, even when they call her princess in the other things, what is it, like, how we still call Clinton, President Clinton? Like, is it like that? That it's just like a title of, like, being respectful and shit. Like, I didn't like that. I thought it was kind of lame and unnecessary, but whatever. That's kind of like what I've been doing since last week. I finished that up, and I was kind of a wee bit disappointed on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is quite weird with her title, I think.
Yeah. And now they're replacing the Leia series with a Lando series. So it's going to be about... yeah, it's supposedly the rumor is it's going to show how he got Cloud City, which is kind of cool. I'm really looking forward to that origin. I've been looking forward to that since I was a kid, and I used to see those movies on, Han's like, he conned it out of someone. Now we're going to see if he actually did that.
I hope there's more racial people on Cloud City before Lando turns up.
Yeah, that would be... I mean, I think they're doing that, dude. They're trying to retroactively do that. Like, they retroactively made it that there's a female rebel that follows Leia on her adventures in her comic miniseries, despite the fact you see no one except Leia in the original trilogy was a girl. Remember the Family Guy joke? Oh, it's another girl. I hate her. It's kind of like that was true. Like she was the only girl. So at least with the comics and stuff like that, the new canon, they're trying to like expand that. So I'm sure they will with Lando. Because remember, everyone's like, I bet Mace Windu's Lando's dad because he's black and Lando's black, and I'm like, beautiful logic, beautiful logic. That makes
almost poetry.
Oh, it's of course, the only black man in the universe. So clearly, Lando must be his son. Same thing with the Stormtrooper in Episode 7. They're like, that's Lando's son! I'm like, the saga continues. I'm serious. Like, they're like, Finn is Lando's son, you know. But anyway, alright, I don't want to talk too much because I could seriously go for like an hour talking about Star Wars. But Alan, dude, what have you been doing, man, since the last time we saw you?
I've been playing The Witcher 3.
Nice, man. We talked a bit off podcast. I was telling you that it's so far my game of the year for 2015.
Yeah, I played the second one on 360.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't really get into it.
Yeah.
This one is so easy to get into.
Right. Yes. Oh, very much agreed, man. I played the first two and they sucked. They sucked. And Witcher 3 is just like it's solid. It's like what you just said. Super easy to get into.
And I love the horse combat.
The combat system?
Yeah, like I'm on my horse and there's a drowned one and I just cut him in half.
Yeah, it's I like the two swords thing too. How one of them's for monsters and the other one's for like anything else.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. You were telling me you're still really early in the game, right?
Yeah, I'm on a quest to hunt the griffin.
Right, so that's like you're still with the old man, right, with the long hair?
Vesemir.
Vesemir, yeah, I forgot his name. It's it's well, shit, I don't want to talk too much because I don't want to take away from you, but it's I was telling you off podcast, it's definitely one of those games that they put a lot of effort into the side quests. Alan, are you like a side quest type of guy? Do you like doing that in games?
Yeah.
I'm not. And I was telling you off podcast, this game has like top-notch side quests, like crazy good.
I heard it like really detracts from the experience almost, especially if you're kind of a side. Like I'm the kind of guy where I go into an area and I have to complete side mission before I do the main mission.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably my biggest fear with the Phantom Pain. That I'm just going to be playing more of the actual side missions than the actual story. I just don't like when I see like loads of dots. And I'm like, why have I not done that yet? And I'd like go and charge over there to try and finish it.
I think
I've heard The Witcher 3 is like that.
It's no, it's pretty it's pretty free. They let you they're pretty much like if you want to do the mission, go ahead. But at the same time, I think it's pretty free. It's like GTA. They kind of like have all these missions available, and you can go and pick. I think that's why I liked Witcher 3 so much because I love GTA, and it's set up in a similar fashion.
Yeah.
But sweet, man. You told me off podcast, Alan, that you rented it through
Gamefly.
Gamefly. Do they let you keep it indefinitely, like until you beat the game?
They let you keep it for as long as you like. It's the Netflix of video games.
Oh, okay, dude, good. Because if I played it for like a whole month, man. Like just nonstop. Like I really got into it. Like I looked like I was very smelly when I was done because I didn't shower quite a lot because I was too busy like really just diving into the world and stuff. So that's good that you have like an unlimited time because if you get into it as much as I did, dude, you're gonna really like just play the shit out of it. It's a really good game.
It is.